So, hi Siddhant, glad to have you with us today. So, could you please tell about your educational background to us?
So I completed my schooling from Patna, after which I moved to University of Delhi. I got my degree in physics from there. And after that, I worked for about 8 or 9 months. And after that, I've been in Excel since.
So, being from physics background, was there any disadvantage to you in attempting that?
Not particularly. The way I look at it, ZAT is a very balanced paper, and as long as you have your basics in place, your verbal and your quant and your DM, I think you should be fine with it.
What was your mantra to balance your preparation along with your professional life?
That is probably the biggest challenge that people who are working will face, because after 8 or 9 hours in the office, it does get a bit tedious. But I used to work in the interstitial spaces a lot, like while I was traveling to and from work, or when I used to have some downtime in the office. So I used to work there. Apart from that, as long as you can put in even a couple of hours every day, I think you should be fine.
Did you give equal attention to all the three sections or did you focus more on one and less on the other while preparation?
So I always have had an interest in English, and therefore that was what I was focusing on primarily. So I focused a lot more on the verbal section, and then I worked also on the math and the DM, but my primary attention was on the verbal because I knew that was what was going to boost up my scores.
So, what is one golden rule that you think works best while attempting questions in the DM section?
Um, there's not one golden rule. I'd say the best would be just focus each question and treat each question as an individual question. Don't bring ideas that you had from the previous question into the next question. Treat each question individually, and then just look at the facts that you have in front of you, and then just decide upon what would be the best course of action, speaking in a logical and an ethical manner.
Could you elaborate on your preparation for the quantitative ability section?
For the quantitative ability section, I worked with some of the textbooks, and apart from that, I took a whole lot of mock tests, and that always helps, because when you are operating in a time-bound setting where you have to deal with a fixed number of questions in a fixed amount of time, that does give you a certain advantage when you get down to the actual exam hall. And I think that should be fine as long as you are focusing on one or two good quality textbooks, and you solve a lot of questions in a time-bound setting. I think you should be pretty fine.
What was your strategy in the last few weeks before that?
My strategy was just, I was not trying to look at anything new. I was just focusing on the things that I was already good at. In my case, that was verbal and DM, so I was focusing on that. And at the same time, I was doing a whole lot of mocks. A couple of weeks before the exams, I took some time off of work and I started working almost exclusively for the preps. So I used to solve one or two question papers every day. And I think that went on a long way in helping me out, because by the time I got to the exam hall, it just felt like just another mock test.
So, Siddhant, one last question. What is the best thing about XLRI?
Okay, that's the most difficult question you've asked me so far. Personally speaking, I've had a whale of a time since I got to Excel, and even though the academic rigor is through the roof, and the professors are always on your back about something or the other that has to be done, that's also kind of the best thing about Excel. You never run out of things to do. If you are done with studying, you could always go to the basketball court and have a game. If you are not down for that, you could always go to the library to study, or you could always go to the music room and jam with the Bodhi tree. So you never run out of things to do, and I think that's the best thing about Excel.
Thanks a lot, Siddhant, for your time.